Alright, next, MIDI devices. Over here, I don't really need to select input device, output device, and through device, because this is for a standalone Mobius software. For the plugin input devices, I would choose my MIDI controller, which is the Teensy MIDI. Alright. A plugin through device is not really necessary because you don't have to send it through any device. You can route it to a different device and make that route it back to Reaper, but we're not going to be doing that sort of thing today. Next, let's go back to configuration and MIDI control. Over here you can assign different buttons to do different functions. I've already assigned all the buttons over here, but it's quite a simple procedure. If you want to assign, let's say, the first button to the function record, so select record from the function list of functions, and check MIDI capture button. And what you just do is click on the first button on your MIDI controller, and it should be mapped. So right now the arguments say that it's on channel, it's coming from channel 1, and it's sending us a control change message of value 50. And now if you want to record with the first button, after this is done, just press new, and it creates a MIDI binding of record to the first button, which has already been done. So I'll just delete that. So, and how I've assigned the buttons is 1 goes to record, 2 is overdub, 3 is track change, next track basically, 4 is the previous track, 5 is reverse, 6 is mute on that single track, 7 is global mute, 8 is global reset, 9 is redo, 10 is undo. You can do it differently if you want. Well, this is what I'm comfortable with. After you're done assigning different buttons, different functions, just click OK. Now let's get out of Mobius for a second, and now we're gonna have 8 tracks on Reaper, representing 8 different tracks on Mobius. So how we're gonna do that is let's create 8 new tracks. So we've got 8 tracks here, and let's send the output of Mobius to all these 8 tracks. So 2, 3, right, now this is done. We can click on I/O of Mobius track, and we have 16 channels running. Basically it's just 8 tracks of stereo tracks, these are. So they're gonna have 16 mono stem tracks. So we're gonna select 16 from track channels, that's the number of track channels, and we're gonna have track 4, which is the first track of Mobius, receive audio from Mobius. So basically 1 and 2 are the stereo left and right tracks of the first track in Mobius. That goes into 1 and 2 of the stereo track number 4. Similarly, we're gonna have 3 and 4, which is basically the second track of Mobius, go into the stereo track 5, which is this track. Right. So similarly, we're gonna do it for the rest of the tracks. This is it's gonna transmit 5 and 6. This one 7 and 8. 9, 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, and finally 15, 16. Okay. Let's go back to the I/O and disable the master parent send. We've already done this once before. You know why we do this. Alright, so select the 8 tracks, shift select all of them, and enable the record button. And one more thing that you need to do, what it's doing right now is recording my narration. Right click on record. So since all our tracks are selected, it's gonna affect all of these tracks. Press record output, and record output stereo latency compensated. What this is gonna do is it's gonna let it record only the output. So the output is the Mobius track. Basically all of these tracks output are coming from Mobius, so it's gonna record only the output which is coming in, and it's not gonna consider what the input to this track is. The input to these tracks are my 1 and 2 inputs from my Focusrite interface, and we don't want to record that. And let's turn this on as well, and we'll disable recording for this. We'll just have input monitoring only. It's gonna record from these tracks, but not it's not gonna record on the Mobius track itself. So this is the brain basically, and these hold substance. So let's just try it out. I'll just turn the instrument track on, so that well, this acts as our instrument. My narration acts as the instrument. And let's just turn monitoring on for the Mobius track, and now we can see that the first track of Mobius is being activated. You can see the peaks on this, pretty similar to the instrument track. Now if you change tracks, which is my third button, if I go to the next track, if you've done everything right so far, this peak should shift to the next track because you're on the next track. So let's try that now. So it goes on to the next track, and we can go to the previous tracks as well. So everything is working perfectly, and your MIDI controller should be good to go. If you want some sort of organization to this, I guess you can just add a folder track to make it all decent and organized. Let's create a new track. Let's get that up to the front and folder. Add a new folder and just end it right there. And this is basically it. On the next section of this tutorial, I'm going to be playing a small demo of me running Mobius and the MIDI controller, and I'm going to be playing an improvisation of Sigur Ros's Hoppy Polar.